I think one of the reasons Donald Trump puts pretty blonde ladies in the press briefing room as his representatives, as his comm agents, his propaganda ministers, is because it's more difficult for your average American who really doesn't follow the news that much to think how sinister they could be. Well, they're pretty and attractive and they speak well. Ooh, they're dressed nice. It can't be that bad. It's akin to people who think that Tucker Carlson's just a regular, normal news guy. Oh, he's just a commentator like anybody else. How could he be a Nazi? He wears a bow tie. Same thing. It's optics for them. When the very opposite is true of what many people think. Karoline Leavitt is a malign influence. She is a liar. She's a con artist. She is a swindler of her own campaign. She's a violator of American law and a fascist enabler, if not flat out fascist herself. She's certainly carrying a lot of water for a fascist in Donald Trump. And I would argue a racist, but we'll get to that. So yesterday, she was asked a question from Jasmine Wright of NOTUS, which is a new outlet out there that she used to work for CNN, black reporter. That'll come into play a little later. But Karoline Leavitt was about as disrespectful and disgusting as one could be relative to their treatment of the press from this office, from the four walls of the White House, telling this reporter, what a stupid question you just asked, when not answering the question that was asked and not thinking critically or presenting any viewpoint critically that would change the minds of anyone about Donald Trump's commitment to the First Amendment, commitment to protecting peaceful protesters. That was the question that was asked based on from a couple days ago when Donald Trump said, if you protest my birthday parade, you will be met with heavy force. And this was asked. Watch this exchange and then we'll break it down on the other side.
Jasmine.
Thanks so much, Karoline. The president warned that any protests on Saturday would be met with force. Can you clarify what kind of protest President Trump does support or find acceptable?
The president absolutely supports peaceful protests. He supports the First Amendment. He supports the right of Americans to make their voices heard. He does not support violence of any kind. He does not support assaulting law enforcement officers who are simply trying to do their job. It's very clear for the president what he supports and what he does not. Unfortunately for Democrats, that line has not been made clear, and they've allowed this unrest and this violence to continue, and the president has had to step in.
What question? So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Raquel.
Can you clarify what kind of protest that President Trump does find acceptable? And she rambles. He does not support violence of any kind. He does not support assaulting law enforcement unless he dispatches you to the Capitol where you can literally beat police with the American flag in an attempt to overthrow the United States government. Unless it's that, he doesn't support assaulting law enforcement. Unless you're trying to get him back into office extra constitutionally, extra democratically. He's not for that. It's very clear. I love this line. It's very clear for the president. So it's very clear for Donald Trump what he supports and what he does not. Is it clear to him? Look, everybody. It's very clear what I believe. It's up to you to figure it out. It's ultimately what she said. And then again, so if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the birthday parade, she called it the military parade, President Trump would allow that. Of course, Karoline Leavitt says, the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. She says in the most disrespectful thing that she said to anybody in that room since she began as press secretary. And it just so happens, what a weird coincidence that it's a black reporter. That it's a black woman. What a coincidence. And many of you will say, well, you can't just say it's racism. You would be guilty of giving her the benefit of the doubt. While they're erasing the contributions and accomplishments of black people hundreds and hundreds of times a day, literally deleting photographs and evidence from government websites trying to dismantle the African American History and Culture Museum right here in Washington, D.C. You would be giving them the benefit of the doubt that they do not deserve, they have not earned. Because in every single aspect of their performance thus far, they have proven themselves to be white supremacists. In fact, we can get off the racism thing. I think that's self-evident. For Karoline Leavitt to act like it's a stupid question when it's just based on the words of Donald Trump. Here, let me give you a fewer than 30 seconds to remind you that Donald Trump doesn't differentiate between peaceful and non-peaceful protest. There is no delineation between the two. He doesn't bifurcate, right down the middle. These protests are bad and not protected by the Constitution. And if you're peaceful, you're absolutely protected. He said plainly, if you protest my birthday parade, you will be met with heavy force. Remember this.
And we're going to be celebrating big on Saturday. We're going to have a lot of, and if there's any protester that wants to come out, they will be met with very big force. By the way, for those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with very big force. And I haven't even heard about a protest, but, this is people that hate our country, but they will be met with very heavy force. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
And if there's any protest, he said, if there's any protest, says the President of the United States, who in that statement is violating his oath to the Constitution, to see that the laws are faithfully executed and his duties as president are faithfully executed. By the way, for those people that want to protest, they're going to be met with very big force. And then he adds, and I haven't heard about a protest. You haven't heard about a protest of your birthday parade, pal? Come on, dude. Even the most culty of sycophants don't believe that shit. Come on, brother. Anyway, what do you think out there? I would love to know. Did you watch this clip? What are your thoughts? You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I love and appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your engagement. Thanks for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, I was going to say, help me get to the next level. But I don't know what the next level is. I'm pretty content with this loyal and engaged audience that I have. But, more would be obviously better. I love you. I appreciate you. Support this work if you choose to do so. If there's somebody else out on this platform or any other platform in independent media that does more for you, support them. If that's a Farron Cousins type or a David Pakman type or some other creator out there that has their channel memberships turned on or has a Substack, support them. Very important in this age. If it's me, fantastic. You know what to do. Channel membership, Patreon, all that's great. Go to dollemore.com. I love and appreciate you very much. We're all in this together. I never forget that. It is on the top of my mind every single day. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.